Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. Today we're going to check out the patch notes. I did a video for you guys yesterday, and that was based off of the leak that we had. So it was a bit incomplete. Fortunately, there was a lot more to be seen, and a lot of that content ended up going live. I've been playing Battlegrounds all day. That's when I'm recording this video. Hi chat, hi YouTube, all the rest. I haven't gone through the patch notes directly, and a lot of people have asked about it, and now I have some experience with the Battlegrounds under my belt, and I've seen some of the comments that have been posting in chat, so we get to see what's coming up in Hearthstone Part 2, and the doggos are all excited and stuff. Leave me alone, doggos. Okay. Give me 10 minutes. Alright. Ashes of Outland is the next expansion. You guys already knew that. We're going to get new cards. You just log in right now. You get Kael'thas Sunstrider. It looks like a very powerful, very cool, very well-themed card. I did not play with this card because I've been playing Battlegrounds all day. Well, I don't know. I guess that card is not going in the Battlegrounds. Alright, so you just get them for free. Starting March 17th, all players log in. Good. Introducing Tavern Pass. So, this Tavern Pass, not everyone's a huge fan about it, but I'm pretty sure the idea is pretty simple. They're making some kind of form for people that only care about Battlegrounds. These are people that do not care about any other game mode, and they only want to play Battlegrounds, and for those people, it's a little bit cheaper. So normally, there's like a bunch of perks and stuff. You need like 30 packs. So if you buy them with gold, it's like 3,000 gold. With this one, it's 2,500 gold, but no packs. If you really don't care about the rest of the game and you just want Battlegrounds, this is for you. Or you can just buy it for money if you just have no gold whatsoever. And it's also like basically the perk bundle. So when someone says Tavern Pass, they mean Battleground perk bundle. So some details about that. You get 4 heroes coming up pretty soon. And you need to basically reload these bonuses each expansion through packs, through gold, through Tavern Pass, whatever. And if you buy the big bundle that apparently you can buy now, at least I think you can buy now, new Vash hero, new card back, bunch of packs, gold and legendary, basically standard schmandard. You also get 4 arena tickets, which is pretty nice. And you get the Battleground perks. And I assume this will be a thing each expansion. The small bundle does not seemingly include the Battleground perks. That's kind of weird to me because 55 packs, but I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's how it is. I'm sure it'll make some sense at some point. Card changes. A lot of the wild cards became what they used to be. So Called Wild, 8 mana. Spiteful Summoner, 6 mana. Emerald Spellstone, 5 mana. Raza. So Raza Priest is back. If you like Raza Priest, you can play it. Yogg-Saron. Unnerfed. Unbelievable. Yoggers Poggers. We still play Battlegrounds all day though, sorry. Sludge Slurper. 2 attack, 1 health. I think that affects live. It's not just wild. So that's a pretty big one, I guess, for Shaman. Battleground hero updates. No more Sylvanas. No more patches. A new hero, Fungalmancer Fergal. This is this guy. He's a Murloc. After you sell a Murloc, add a random Murloc to Bob's Tavern. Very cool. Very powerful if you like playing Murlocs. I like playing Murlocs. I did not get this hero after playing Battlegrounds for 12 hours. I also noticed that other people failed miserably playing this hero. I've never seen this hero do well, but I know it's a powerful hero. I actually played a little bit behind the scenes with this hero. It is a very good hero. I think just people don't know how to play Murlocs, which is for a good reason, because playing Murlocs does not usually let you win the game, despite what you have seen me do on Twitch and on this YouTube channel. But with some practice, I think you'll be very good. Sir Finley is back. And he's completely different. He doesn't have the worst hero power in the game. He has someone else's hero power. It cannot be the worst hero power in the game because you get 3 choices. So if you get the 3 worst heroes in the game, you can pick the 3rd worst one. So they fixed it. Finley will never, ever, ever be the worst hero in the game, which probably means that they are going to keep Finley around. So Finley is pretty cool. You can have a Finley double of a hero that's in the game already. I had a game where someone was playing Deathwing, and Finley had Deathwing's hero power. So it's a double Deathwing game. So if you thought you loved rats, this game loved rats twice as much. Putricide is back. Instead of giving your leftmost 10 attack, he can choose where the 10 attack goes. This doesn't really matter, because you usually want your cleaves like first anyway. I know it makes it so people can play around your cleaves. It makes them a little bit less predictable, which is pretty good, but it really doesn't make him significantly better in my mind. I think he's still a bottom tier hero, but there's some fun to be had, perhaps, if you have to play him. Lich King is a little better as well. This one I feel is relevant. You can choose what friendly minion gets reborn. I think this is a lot better because you can get an effect early on rather than as your last attacker. So I think this is a pretty good Lich King buff. Kind of needed it, not because Lich King was any worse, but on a relative measure, he kind of was. They kept bringing us new heroes in the Battlegrounds, and they were generally quite good. Not like super overpowered in every case, but quite good. And Lich King was also pretty good. Not in the quite good level, but in the pretty good level. And basically, there's like, I don't know, 8 new heroes, and like 7 of them are better than Lich King, and Lich King basically just kind of sucked. So they made this small change, and he's still not amazing, because he still really struggles to get out of the early game with a reasonable amount of HP pool, but he's back to being pretty average, which is alright for the Lich King. Ysera. They changed her. At the start of your turn, add a dragon to Bob's Tavern. So this hero power used to cost 1 gold and reroll your tavern. Now, it's a lot better here because it works on turn 1. So on turn 1, you will always get a dragon, and it happens for free, so it evens out your turns. You can have a smoother transition in the early game, and it actually makes Ysera quite good. I don't believe Ysera is like top 5 heroes, but it made her from really terrible to actually quite good. I think she is well above average in the hero ladder. Pyramid. Pyramid now buffs a random dude by 4 health instead of 3. Still not great, but again, I would say this is just about how the power level has increased in the last month. So, sure. He's as good as he was a month ago. Millhouse. Millhouse was the lowest win rate hero, I believe. Certainly bottom 2. I think it was bottom 1, but certainly bottom 2. They changed it so he doesn't start with 2 gold. He starts with 3 gold. This is a pretty big deal. The breakpoints are a lot better, starting on 3. You can level up taverns very quickly, or you can even get a start where you play a token, sell the token, and get another card. So you can actually have a good early game advantage along with smooth transitions. He still has the big problem that he rarely ever finishes top 2 because most of the endgame strategies involve a lot of rerolling, which he's really terrible at. Rat King got unnerfed. Rat King was one of the very, very best heroes that were originally introduced with Battleground patch, but again, there's been so many more heroes that came into play to the point where, yeah, he just kind of got outshined. I would still rate Rat King top 10 even before they reverted the buff, or reverted the nerf, but they did revert the nerf. I guess he's still a little bit nerfed because there's one more type with dragons. So he's a little bit less consistent, but the stat value is the same, and he still starts with Beast, which is pretty good because there's 2 Beasts in the card pool for Tavern 1 minions. Mana Storm gets 2 attack instead of 1. Doesn't really matter. If you force mechs, they usually have too much attack and too little health, so I would say this is a pretty insignificant change. Deathwing, all minions have 2 attack instead of 3. This is a pretty big nerf, but at high wins, I think people generally counter the crap out of Deathwing whenever possible. So actually, he was starting to get toned down even before the nerf, but I think this heavily impacts his success in the lower to medium rankings, which is pretty good. You don't want one hero to dominate everything. Reno Jackson, gonna be rich. That's right. Make a friendly minion golden for 3 gold. That is 25% richer, or cheaper. Savings in the bank. Alright, so that makes him pretty good. It was really hard to use his hero power before. I thought Reno was a pretty bad hero, and now he is a bit better, but he's still like first or last. If you don't land on one of those really good cards, you're gonna struggle a lot. Minion Changes. High main went from 5 to 4, and I don't think they actually changed the death rattle. Death rattle is the same. Yeah, so from 5 to 4, there was a little bit of a leak that I noticed personally when I was checking up the cards on Battlegrounds a couple of weeks ago, so I kind of figured that was coming. Herald of Flame has 2 more health. I thought he was a pretty good card before. I guess he's slightly better. The main issue is his positioning in the game. Dragons are really good in the early game, really good in the late game. You're just not really capable of hitting that reroll button on Tavern 4 if you're seriously playing dragons, and that kind of sucks. Steward of Time from 2-4 to 3-4. It makes him a very good pickup for most builds. I like this change a lot. It makes the card, rather than a nuisance, a pretty good pickup. And strategic selling time, nice aspect of the game. Caligos got a stat buff. I believe he was a 2-8 before. Yeah, 2-8. Now he's a 4-12. That's a big deal. The main issue with Caligos was the first turn or two when you got him going. He just wouldn't really ramp out fast enough. Overall, these changes are going to make dragons a lot more consistent as a strategy, and you should probably explore the idea. After playing for a whole day of Battlegrounds, I would say that dragons certainly have their position in the meta. I think the Divine Shield strategies are probably the best, but dragons are certainly right beneath them. The Overseer, they nerfed the stats, which is fine. Demons are not very good. People just use this as a buff anyway. But demons from transitioning to 2 to 3 with Soul Juggler were a little bit too powerful in the mid-range, just like Cobalt Guardian. They nerfed Cobalt Guardian? No, they did not. Alright. Twilight Emissary, however, got a bit of a change. I think it's a change for the better because there were just too many dragons on 5. There's still issues with mid-range dragons, but this helps a little bit. You still can't really roll very much on 3 and 4 if you're seriously playing dragons, but because, you know, there are better dragons and there are now more dragons on 3 and 4, you can just incidentally transition more smoothly, and that's a pretty big deal. And there's going to be some changes coming up later in the month. Doctor Boom Mad Genius is going to be changed, reverted from 9 to 7. Huge deal on that one. Giving the Mentor from 7 to 6. Was it originally 6? Man, I don't remember. It's been too long. I thought it was 5. I'm not sure. And Raiding Party from 4 to 3. And Reckless Experimenter had a bit of a change. Combo options are enabled. Illidan Stormrage enters the Battlegrounds. It did not enter the Battlegrounds today. I thought it did, but that's my bad. He comes out later in the month, and start of combat, your left and right most minions attack immediately. Should be pretty crazy for cleave strategies, but we'll see. They also unveiled a number more of the Demon Hunter cards from the expansion, Ashes of Outland. And I think what I'll do with that is go over them when we have the first or the next batch of cards for the expansion. We'll do one of those nice, lengthy, and in-depth card reviews. But those are the bulk of the changes. You can experience most of them now. And if you like, you can see me play Battlegrounds. And of course, we'll have tons of Battlegrounds content for you in the coming days. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys later.